Shri Mataji. On this joyous occasion of Shri Diwali Puja, we welcome you for this Nirmal Gyan program seminar. In today's seminar, we will try to cover some important aspects of Diwali. Of course, there are many aspects as mentioned by Shri Mataji in her speeches. So we have just put together few of them for our seminar today. First, we are going to talk about Diwali is for enlightenment of self and others. Second, we will address the aspect of Gruhalaksmi tatwa and its importance. Then we will talk about the meaning of Shree Lakshmi. And then, what is the importance of Diwali and the significance of the light within us. And lastly, we will meditate with the Ashta Lakshmi Stotra. We would like to mention that our role here as a part of the Nirmal Gyan program is just to facilitate the session. We are just the instrument of Shri Mataji. The Nirmal Gyan is coming directly from Shri Mataji, and that's why we are using the speeches for every specific aspect. And we are also doing subtitling so that we all can understand what Shri Mataji is saying. Secondly, we will be playing few excerpts from the lectures. But we request all of you to listen to the complete lecture so that we understand the different aspects shared by Shri Mataji in those. And we may also listen to different aspects which are not related to what are we talking about in the seminar today. So we need to listen the speeches again and again so that they become part of our attention, and it helps us to understand the knowledge given by Shri Mataji, and it also helps us to grow in our meditative state. So let's begin now by praying to Shri Mataji to awaken the blessings of Shri Lakshmi within all of us, and she in the form of Shri Mahalakshmi enlighten the light within us and give us a permission to conduct this program. Jai Shri Mataji. Let's now collectively raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan, and then we will say the three Mahamantras. We will say the three Mahamantras.
Shakti Mataji, Shree Devi Namo Namah. Om Tameva Sakshat, Shree Karti Sakshat, Shree Adi Shakti Mataji, Shree Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Om Tameva Sakshat, Shree Kalki Sakshat, Shree Sahasrara Swami Moksha Pradayini Mataji, Shree Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Shree Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Shree Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Shree Nirmala Devi Namo Namah.
You got this. May God bless you all. May God bless you all. May God bless you all.
Jai Shri Mataji. The first aspect we are going to talk about is Diwali is for enlightenment of self and others. So this we are going to listen to the speech of Shree Mataji which she gave in the year 2002. She very beautifully explains that Diwali is for enlightenment, and not only for ourselves but the enlightenment of others, of the whole world. What is the significance of Diwali? Is that the Atma, the spirit which is there within all of us, should be awakened. And not only that, it should be awakened, but it should grow, it should sustain within us. So this is the deepest desire for all of us as Sahaj Yogis, that the light of the Atma, the Jyoti of the Atma, is there within us and is guiding us. And this is what we are expressing at the lotus feet of Shree Mataji when we light a lamp on this occasion of Diwali. We also should remember that there are thousands of lights which are enlightened, and these are in the form of our brothers and sisters as Sahaj Yogis in the whole world. So the real Diwali is to be celebrated by all the Sahaj Yogi brothers and sisters, because the real light is enlightened within all of us. And this is the real Deepavali, the row of lights which we offer in front of Shree Mataji. Shree Mataji also stresses in the speech that it is not sufficient that only our light is enlightened. It is very important that we work hard and spread this light to everyone. She also says there is a lot of ignorance in the world around. There's a lot of darkness around. And when we, with the power of our Atma, which is enlightened, spread this knowledge, spread this light, people can feel awakened and enlightened. Shree Mataji says, like how this candle can awaken other candles, we too have the capability to awaken the light of Atma in other people. And this is very important, as mentioned by Shree Mataji. So, in this Deepavali, it is very important to light the lamp of ourselves and as well as enlighten that for others. So with this bhav in our heart, now let's listen to this wonderful speech of Shree Mataji from the year 2002, Diwali Puja. Jai Shri Mataji.
Wish you a very, very happy Diwali. To see all of you here is itself such a joy for me that you all have taken to Sahaj Yoga in such a beautiful way. It's your own. Self is your own. Spirit is your own. But to take to self is difficult. It's only your desires, I think, which is being fulfilled. And that's how you have got your self-realization. It cannot be forced, as you know very well. It has to work out only with your desire, only with your surrendering. All right?
This is good.
No use talking about it.
no use convincing about. What works out is your desire. Simple as that. The power of desire within you works it out. There are many who are not here, who have got their realization all over the world. I remember all of them. And all of you should remember them. Today is a nice day when we can think of all those who are enlightened in this world. That's the real Diwali. The enlightenment of human beings. It's not candle, it's not some lamp, but human beings. If they are enlightened, then there's no problem anymore left. The problems come with the people who are not enlightened, because they are in the darkness. They are groping in the darkness. And some of them don't know also that they are completely ignorant of realities. Once you come to Sahajog and enlighten yourself, you see in that light, what is good and what is bad, to begin with. And then you grow into it beautifully, just like these flowers, who are all the time happy, all the time giving you joy. In the same way, when you are enlightened with that light, you don't seek anything. You got everything within you. Keep the lights on. But another thing you can do is, with your light you can enlighten other people. Like we have done here, we had enlightened one candle, with that we have enlightened all of them. So you all can do it because you have got that light within you. With that light, you can enlighten others and they can feel their joy of their spirit. It's something to be seen now, like so many lights you have put. In the same way, you are the lights for the whole world. It's not sufficient that you have got the light, but also you have to give light to others. You have to enlighten others, just like these candles. Once you start doing that, you will realize what you have got, and then you will respect yourself. And you will behave in a manner that behoves a saint, could be a sage, without proclaiming anything. Inside your being, you just develop that beautiful, extremely beautiful temperament that is joy-giving. You don't want to give any false ideas about yourself. Because whatever is the truth is with you. There's no need to tell something untruth about yourself. People will realize that you are realized souls. They will just feel your subtle nature, your reality. Whether you come from India or you come from England or from America, you all have that ocean of love and knowledge within you. Be sure that it's all there. Only you first enjoy your own ocean of love. First you enjoy that, and then you can enjoy in others. I don't have to tell you that you love each other or anything. You just love. You just understand. You just spread your light among yourself. Sometimes you get frustrated with other people in your country, maybe in your city, maybe in your village, that the people who are not yet enlightened. But best thing is to work it out. You have to work it out. You know, I had first one lady, very old lady one, who got her realization from. And then you all are here. In the same way, you all can also do the job of realization. For that, you don't need any calculations. You don't need any thanksgiving. It's just there and it works out. What do you do for a light? Just see. You just put near the candle and you get the light. In the same way it is. Your enlightenment is such that it will give light to thousands and thousands of people all over the world. As you know, there are many countries whom we have to still approach. But we will do that. Just locate and find out where do you have to go and where you have to work. Firstly, you are capable of giving realization. You are. Have confidence that you can give realization to people, for which you don't need any help. Single person can do it, thousands can do it. It's very important for the Diwali of the whole world that we should give realization to people. Very important.
Joyous Mataji. As we are all aware that in the Navi Chakra, we have the incarnation of Shree Lakshmi and Shree Vishnu. They are the deities who have worked extremely hard for creating us from an amoeba, a single cell amoeba, to this complete human being stage. And also they are the one who have helped us sustain our evolution and our evolution in spirituality. So when we take the many names of Shree Lakshmi in the 108 names of Shree Lakshmi, it is for our spiritual ascent. And one of the names which is there is Shree Gruhalaksmi. And this is a very important aspect for our very happy household. Now, if we do not have a very good household, a very peaceful household, a household which is full of love, we cannot progress in Sahaja Yoga, because we will be so unsettled that we just cannot concentrate on our spiritual ascent. So in this wonderful speech of Shree Fatimabai Puja in 1988, Shree Mataji explains extremely beautifully how important is this principle of Shree Gruhalaksmi. She says the only reason why this Gruhalaksmi has been created is to spread love and to neutralize, as she calls, the icy stuff of hatred. In the family, the most important aspect of Gruhalaksmi is to subdue the hatred between every family member, between the husband and the children, between the children's, and even between other family members. And the Gruhalakshmi principle should remove all the frictions which is there, and then only the peace settles in the house. So she asks us, are we peaceful? Also, we feel that the Gruhalakshmi principle is only related to the wife. No, it is even applicable to men, because the men have to show respect to this great principle of Gruhalakshmi and value the importance of her patience, of the great work of love that she is doing to create the house, to create the society. Because societies are only created by the great Gruhalakshmis. And especially, she says, in India, that is one of the reasons why our society is still balanced, because of the work of the Gruhalakshmi. But if we do not appreciate them, then the whole peace, the silence in the house collapses, and then the ascent which is required for spirituality gets disturbed. Also, the housewife should be very proud of the work that she is doing as a householder. Now, especially in these modern times, we have so many aspirations of going and working outside, making money, our career progression. And if we don't do that, we lose confidence in ourselves. And that should not happen, because this great work of a housewife is a work of great patience and love, and the fruits can be seen only after many years. And also the husbands should value this work that is done in the house, then the wife will not feel insecure. The other aspect that Shree Mataji explains is the Gruhalakshmi tatwa is of being chaste, of being dignified, of being extremely humble, loving, sacrificing. These are the qualities, and this applies to both men as well as women. Then only the Gruhalakshmi principle in both of us will grow. So the underlying principle of Gruhalakshmi is to create love, reduce friction, spread the love across the family, then the society, and build this wonderful Sahaj collectivity also. So come, let us now listen to this beautiful lecture of Shree Gruhalakshmi Tatwa, which she explained in Shree Fatimabai Puja 1988.
Why this principle of the Gruhalakshmi was specially created? To overcome that hatred, to subdue that icy stuff called hatred, to remove from the minds of the people hatred. This Gruhalakshmi principle was created. How? In the family, when you have a household, the Gruhalakshmi principle has to subdue the hatred between the children, between the husband and the children. But if she herself enjoys her hatred, then how can she subdue it? She is the source of that peace which subdues hatred. Now in India we have joint families. You too have relations like uncles, aunties, this, that. The housewife's job is to smooth out all angularities of people which creates friction. Now the man has to worship a housewife. He said so, yatra narya pujyante tatra ramante devata. Wherever the housewife is respected, there only the gods reside. In our country, I must say, credit must go to the housewives. Because we are no good for economics, no good for politics, administration, hopeless. Menfolk are useless. They don't know any household work or anything. Women have kept it to themselves. But our society's first class is maintained by the women of the household. So the man has to respect the housewife. That's very important. If he does not respect his housewife, there's no possibility of any Gruhalaksmi tatwa being maintained. It's like the preservation of that principle of a housewife. But some men, many of them, think that it is their birthright to ill-treat their wives, to torture them, to say all kinds of things, to be angry, if she is a good woman. But if she is a nagger, if she is a bhoot, then they are subdued, completely subdued. If the wife is a bhoot, then the husband always tries to please her and be extremely kind to her. He knows she is a bhoot after all, be careful. Don't know what time the bhoot will come like a snake on you. And if she knows how to nag or to argument, then also they are afraid. There's no love. They have no love or respect for her. But they have an awe, a fear. And they are afraid of such a woman. Now some women think if they become flirtish, then the husband are better controlled. But their basic principle they lose. The basic Shakti that they have, they lose. And they land up in difficulties. So, the basic principle of a Gruhalaksmi is to respect her chastity. To respect her chastity, outside, inside. That is the steadiness of it. Of course, most of the men take advantage of it. If the wife is docile or obedient, they make it a point that they just rule the wife left and right. All right? But this woman, the housewife, has to know that she is not docile. She is obedient to her own righteousness, to her own virtues, to her own qualities. If the husband is stupid, all right, he's stupid like a child, finished. But the husband has to know that he must respect, otherwise he is a lost case, he's finished. He's good for nothing. First thing is that he must see the woman in the household is respected as a Gruhalaksmi. Then the blessings flow. But in no way he should insult her or be unkind to her and raise his voice or say things to her. But the wife has to be the one who is to be respected. I have so many times said, your wife is dominating, give her 2 slaps on the face. Of course, no doubt. She has not to be dominating. She has to remove the dominating forces of others. She is the source of peace. She is the source of joy. And she is the peacemaker. If she is the one who creates problems, then you can slap her nicely, bring her to her shape. It's all right. So it's a Gruhalaksmi tatwa is mutual. It doesn't depend only on the wife or the husband, but both of them. So once if you are making your wife suffer, your left nabi can never improve. Or if you are a bad wife, your left nabi cannot improve. Now in the West, the problem with the women is this, that they don't realize what is their power. An 80-year-old woman also would like to look like a bride. They do not feel their dignity and enjoy their dignity within themselves. They are the queen of the house. But they want to behave like cheapish, childish, young, frivolous girls. They don't feel the dignity of their being. They talk too much. They behave in a manner that doesn't behove a housewife. Like they'll take out their hands, talk like this, as the fisherwomen do when they sell their fish to someone and when they have to fight. Or they shout. Sometimes they shout also. I mean, this, I've heard they shout. And sometimes they beat their husbands. That's the limit. They start always comparing themselves with the husband to begin with. Like, I am such a rich man, a rich man's daughter. I am from such and such family. My husband is from such a low family. He has no money, nothing. He is not educated, so he'll treat him. Treat him in a manner that shows no respect. Such a woman will lose all her powers. Also in her own ways, she will feel guilty. She'll feel guilty because, first of all, nobody has right to look down upon anyone whatsoever, in Sahaja Yoga especially. Then to look down upon your husband is something unbelievable. He may not be a Sahaja Yogi, all right? He may not be up to the point. But by your behavior, by your strength, by everything, you can save him. But why are you losing yourself? By dominating others, by strangling others, by making your husband a very sort of a frog in the well, telling him, oh, we both are, after all, we should enjoy, let's have our house separately, nobody should come in the house, even a rat won't enter that house. Even to say, oh, these are my children, my husband, myself, is the negative of Sahaja Yoga, is a negative form of understanding. These are absolutely absurd things. They do not look like for any Sahaja Yogi or any Sahaja Yogi. All this kind of selfishness, all this kind of seclusion is against Sahaja Yoga. But a thing of a housewife is, oh, now, how much should I prepare? For example, there will be 50 persons coming. So the husband says, but only 10 are coming. Why do you want to have for 50 persons? But maybe they would like to eat more. But then why do you have 50 plates? Maybe they might bring their friends. So she thinks of her generosity. She enjoys her generosity. I have known many like that. Those who say are not even Sahaja Yoginis. They'll say, then, will you come, sister-in-law, will you come for dinner? Oh, I'm not coming. You cook too many things. Not coming. No, I'll cook very few things, but please come. Then she just starts thinking immediately, what vegetables are available in the market? What should I get? What is the best? I mean, I'm not their guru. I'm not their mother. I'm just a relation. But they want to express their love through the food. They are the giver of food. Annada. They are the Annapurnas. And this is one of the qualities, the generosity if a woman doesn't have. She is not a Sahaja Yogi by any chance. Take it from her. Husband may be little miserly, doesn't matter. But wife has to be very generous, and sometimes she secretly gives money. Not to her own children, but to others. Such beautiful women have to be there in Sahaja Yoga. But I feel so sorry sometimes that the attack comes from the women of Sahaja Yogi. Not from the men on me. I am a woman myself. I feel shocked that the women should attack me like this. For what? In Sahaja Yoga there is no domination of any kind. But all this so-called idea of servility and domination comes from the false ideas you have about your own dignity, about your own understanding. You are not aware of yourself. You do not know that you are the queen. Nobody can dominate you. Who can dominate? The lady who rules the household. If supposing the husband says, I don't like this color, all right, leave it for a while. Then somebody will come and say, what a nice color. He says, such a nice color. Oh, don't change it. The woman must understand the men. They have big eyes. They are not microscopic. They see everything in a big way, you see. So today they will say something. Tomorrow they will forget about it. And they don't have microscope. They are too above these things. They are above these things. You must understand them as they are. But if he sits on the horse, I must also sit on the horse and fall down. If he goes for skiing, I'll also go for skiing. If he develops his muscles, I'll also develop my muscles. It is coming to that point. I mean, women start looking like nothing on earth. You don't know what sort of women these are with big, big muscles. You without any moustaches. So, this kind of stupid ideas we have. But there is no subordination of any kind. You are subordinated to your own dignity, to your own chastity, to your sense of honor, and above all to your righteousness. Because you are in charge of that. The man who is in charge has to look after that side. How many quarrels you create? How can you be quarrelsome when you are supposed to become the peacemaker? Supposing we send two peacemakers to some country to make peace and they cut each other's throat. What will you say to such thing? You are the one who has to smooth down everything. You have the one who has to bring such expression of love, such sweet things, that the family itself feels rested in you, secured in you, because you are the mother. The family must feel secured within you. And this love is your power. This is your power that you can give love. And giving love, you will find you will always enrich yourself.
Jai Shree Mataji. Now we are going to understand the meaning of the various Lakshmis. In Diwali Puja, which happened in Portugal in the year 1987, there was a song rendered in Sanskrit presented in front of Shree Mataji. Shree Mataji in the puja stopped the singing and asked the Sahajogis to sing properly, slowly and deliberately. She said, these names, especially in Sanskrit, are the Devas Vani, are the language of the Devas, and it has to be rendered with great respect. Mother also mentioned that when you don't do that, vibrations stop, and she said the Sahasrara was completely caught up. She told the importance to sing in a single tune, in collectivity, so that when we do this, the vibrations flow and we get the blessings of Sri Lakshmi. Then, when all the Sahajogis collectively sang the mantras, Shree Mataji explained the names of Sri Lakshmi and the significance of them. She said, this should have an effect on our life. We should manifest the qualities of these different Lakshmis, various Lakshmis in our life. And she explains about the 9 names of Lakshmis. So let's now understand from Shree Mataji the meanings of these various Lakshmis. Shri Lakshmi, Shri Adya Lakshmi, Shri Vidya Lakshmi, Shri Saubhagya Lakshmi, Shri Amruta Lakshmi, Shri Gruhalaksmi, Shri Raj Lakshmi, Shri Satya Lakshmi, Shri Bhogya Lakshmi, Shri Yoga Lakshmi. Mother also says that we are not only to ask for the blessings of these great Lakshmis, but we should also practice these qualities in our day-to-day life. In the end, Shree Mataji says that Lakshmi is on our Nabhi, but she also acts on the Mahalakshmi channel, which is of the Sushumna, and the powers manifest in the brain. So when we meditate, these powers are awakened through the power of Virata, and we become part and parcel of the Virata. The most important part is that we need to genuinely practice these qualities of these various Lakshmis in our lives. With complete respect and Shraddha, let's now listen to this speech of Shree Mataji.
Now, do you know the meaning of all these Lakshmis? Can you tell them? Or should I tell? Keep it on this side. One, yes? Give me the pages.
Questa è sulla agganciata.
Lower. This one is lower. Can I have my spectacles? Can you? No, I can. Now first is the Adya Lakshmi. Adya is the one who is the primordial Lakshmi. Now, as I told you about that, she came out of the sea. So that's what we call Christ's mother was called as Maria, because she came from Mary. People don't know why she was called as Mary. My name also is, as you know, is Neera, meaning coming from water. Then the second one is Vidya Lakshmi. She is the one who teaches you the technique of handling the divine power. Now this is to be understood very well. What is a Lakshmi? Lakshmi is graciousness. So she teaches you how to use this power with graciousness. Now, this is what is the blessing going to you, so that you get the power of Adya Lakshmi, by which you become like water. Now, what is the water? It has a cleansing power and it shines. Without water we cannot exist, it's life. So that's the first blessing for you, is that your face shines with Adya Lakshmi, that you become cleansing, and that you can sink all that is material, all that is light can float on you. Now, the Vidya Lakshmi is the one, as I told you, gives you knowledge. Knowledge how to handle the divine power graciously. I'll give you an example. I've seen many people, when they give bandhan, it's such a crude way that, no, it is not to be done. It's a Lakshmi's blessing. So how you do it? Very carefully. You see me, how I give always. I never do that way. I cannot. Even if with respect, with grace. She represents the respect part of it. And that you get, that knowledge, how to do it gracefully. Everything to be done gracefully, in a manner that looks gracious. See, some people who talk have no grace. Some people who give knowledge of Sahaja Yoga also have no grace. And they talk in a disgraceful manner. So all the grace, how to use the knowledge of the divine is given by Vidya Lakshmi. Now Saubhagya Lakshmi, she is the one who gives you good fortune. Good fortune doesn't mean money, but it means the grace of money. Many people have money, but it's like money on a donkey. You do not find any grace in that person. Or it doesn't also mean, Saubhagya doesn't mean only money. It means all the good luck. All the good luck in everything in a very gracious manner it gives. To you the blessing, so that you also are blessed, as well as those people who will meet you will be blessed with Saubhagya. Amrita Lakshmi. Amrit means the one that is the nectar. If you take that, you will not die, means eternity. So she is the one who gives you the life of eternity. Gruhalaksmi. Gruhalaksmi is the deity of the family, the one who is the deity of the family. Now, any housewife need not be Gruhalaksmi. She can be a shrew. She can be a horrid thing. The deity of the household. If she resides in you, then you are a Gruhalakshmi. Otherwise you are not. Then there is Raja Lakshmi. She is the one who gives grace to the kings. If the kings behave like servants, then they are not called as kings. They have to behave in a dignified manner. The dignity, the majesty of the king comes from the Raja Lakshmi in him. But a Sahajogi need not be trained. He walks very straight, in a very stately manner. In his movement he is stately. He is very majestic in handling people. He is very gracious in doing anything in such a manner that people think, oh, here comes a king. Satya Lakshmi. That is, that you get the awareness of truth, but apart from that. The awareness of truth is there, but to put the truth forward in a gracious manner. Not to, now this is the truth, have it. Not like that. You don't have to hit people with the truth. You have to put it in a flower and give it to them. That is Satya Lakshmi. Of course, the all Lakshmi tattvas are the parasympathetic powers within us, but they are actually expressed in our brain. Brain is the Virata, is the Vishnu when he becomes the Virat, the Akbar. So all his powers, these are especially these powers, are in the brain. So the brain itself spontaneously behaves in such a manner that people think that this is a special type of a personality. Then we have got Bhogya Lakshmi, by which you know how to enjoy. A Sahajogi always knows how to enjoy everything. He doesn't The Sahajogi is never worried type. Anything he can enjoy. Once we climbed a very steep place called Palitana. It was about 6 miles, about like that, as if walking for 6 miles. Climbed up. I reached there. I saw the beautiful carvings. I was not tired at all when I saw the carving. And I was telling my son-in-law, see, every tail of the elephant is made differently. He says, Mother, I am panting here. How can you see the tails of the elephant? It is because I can enjoy. You should be able to enjoy anything. Now supposing you see something absurd, ridiculous, then you should laugh and enjoy. This is the ridiculous thing, you see. It is absurd. But one should not get angry with somebody because somebody is absurd or funny, but should make it enjoyable. So that is the greatest, I think one of the greatest blessings, that she gives you the power to enjoy things. Otherwise, whatever you may try, people don't enjoy anything because they have become so ego-oriented that nothing goes into their heads. They have to be tickled here with the electrode. Yoga Lakshmi, the one who gives you yoga. That power is within you. That is the power of Lakshmi within you. Means you give others the yoga. Now when you give the power of yoga to others, having when you use your power of yoga, then you don't behave like a monkey or a donkey or a horse, but you do it with grace. Do it in such a manner that it is very gracious. That is what you call, संस्कृत में भद्रता को कोई शब्द है क्या इंग्लिश में? भद्रता.
Gently.
In a gentle, dignified, majestic way. Gentle, dignified, majestic way. 3 words for 1 word. So, this is what it is. And now when you have sung it in this manner, this power has been bestowed upon you. Now, even if you want, you cannot behave indecently. You are fixed. All right. Thank you very much. So, mantras should be said deliberately with understanding. Like the one you have made one poem, song. In that you sing in a proper way. Never just go on, Shree this, Shree that, Shree. No. It's like taking a roll call of the Lakshmis. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Like that. So now do it in a very deliberate manner and with due respect and graciousness. Because especially with the Lakshmi's thing, you have to be extremely gracious. You have to use very gentle words and gentle tunes and gentle notes. All right.
Jai Shree Mataji. Now come, let us try to understand what is the importance and the real significance of Diwali. As we have already understood from the first speech of Shree Mataji in this session, that Diwali is a celebration of the awakening of the light within us, that is the light of the spirit. So we are the Deepas, and by the grace of Shree Mataji and the grace and the blessing of Sahajoga, this has been awakened. We have to be extremely grateful and indebted to Shree Mataji for having awakened this light within us. So now in this wonderful Amritvani of 1988, Diwali Puja, Shree Mataji beautifully explains with the analogy of the lamp, the Deepa, with ourselves. She says that the Deepa has 3 parts. One is the Deepa, which is the container, which holds the oil. And also it holds the light. Our body is like the container of the Deepa. It is the container of the mind. It is a container of the intellect. Secondly, this container is filled with oil. And it is only because of this oil that the lamp is burning. In Sanskrit language, the oil is called as snigdha or sneha, which means the friendship of love. This is nothing but love, and it is detached love. Similarly, the oil within our body is the love. However, this is not acting before realization. The third thing is the bati, that is called as the wick. The problem before realization is that we are not aware that there is a bati, and we are also not aware that there is a light within us. So she says the kundalini is like the wick, the bati, and it is a kundalini which rises, and the spark that she creates awakens the atma, and the light suddenly starts shining through us. And this is the significance of Diwali. By the grace of Shree Mataji, she says that only after Sahajoga the real Diwali is manifested. Otherwise, this Diwali is only on the outside. We are lighting the lamp to show that we would like to be enlightened. But by the grace of Shree Mataji and the coming of Sahajoga, the light has really been awakened in the heart, which is the light of the Atma. So the outside lamp has really been manifested. Now, in the next speech of 1985 of Diwali Puja, she explains beautifully again, how do we keep the spirit burning? And again she uses the example of the lamp. She says the only way a lamp can glow is not by looking after the container, but we need to look after the wick and the oil. And if the oil is not clean, we do not get the brilliant light. And instead of that, we could get smoke if the oil is not clean. So this oil, which is the sneha, which is the love, which is the friendship of love, has to be extremely pure for the light of the Atma to shine brilliantly and peacefully. Then there will be no disturbance. So love is the most important aspect, and that is the one, it's the oil which gives to our heart. In India, we have a concept called as we have to have akhanda, a continuous light, in a lamp. The whole day the lamp has to glow. But that is only on the outside. This lamp has to glow on the inside. That is the real manifestation. And only love can do it. She also says that there has to be a fragrance. And the fragrance can be added to this love when it flows from the lotus feet of a guru. And when it flows from Shree Mataji's lotus feet is the vibrations, which is nothing but the reflection of the Atma, the light. So in Sahajoga, we have to spread this light all across, and that is called as awakening of Atma Sakshatkar, and that is the rose of light, which is Deepavali. Deepavali means rose of light. Also she says that this has to be done with extreme love, gentleness, like the moonlight. It is not scorching. So similarly, when we spread Sahajoga, when we give love to others, it has to be extremely gentle. And we have to use the Gruhalaksmi principle which we just learned, that is to remove the frictions, and bring the Sahaj collective together, bring the society together with love. Finally, she says it takes time. And she says like how the tree grows, we don't even make out that the leaves are turning into flower and flower turning into fruit is so gradual because it is natural. Same way, we have to grow slowly, not in a bombastic way. Finally, she says that when the lamp burns upwards, it removes the matter. It burns the matter. So our attention is in the lower chakras. It's on money, on power, on relationships. on our ego, our super ego, our mind, our body. We have to burn all of this, then only the flame grows upwards. So the burning means detachment. And that is when we can look after the Kundalini. And when the Kundalini moves up, our Mahalakshmi Tattva starts growing up. And then the Atma burns in a very beautiful, clean, and a peaceful manner. And that can be visible on the outside. So this very beautiful lecture, 2 lectures of Shri Diwali Puja 1988 and Diwali Puja 1985. Come, let us listen to this.
Today we are here, all of us, to celebrate the Diwali, that is Deepavali, meaning the rose of lights. In the darkness of Kali Yuga, when you find from every place confusion of the worst type, creating the darkness which cannot be penetrated into, which looks like a solid mountain around us, and which can never be covered as we feel. By the grace of God, and even with the grace of God, it would never melt. In that darkness, in that hopeless state, when the creation is on the verge of its destruction, the light of Sahaja has arrived. And you are the lights, you are the deepas, you are the little lights which were waiting to be enlightened. To be enlightened, to see for yourself what's wrong within your own lamp. What's missing in your own lamp? Now, in the lamp, you have 3 things, as you see. One is the container. Container is this body. Container is this mind. And the container is this intellect. And the container contains within us itself is the oil. In Sanskrit language, it's called as snigdha or sneha, means the love. Is the love that is within your mind, within your body, within your existence itself. But this love is now limited. It is in a dormant state. It doesn't express itself. It can spill out in wrong directions. It may spoil some things which are beautiful. This love, when it is limited, is very dangerous. But when there is a third thing within you, which we call as the bhati, is the wick. And this wick is the pure desire within you, which is not yet lightened. It is not aware of itself. Nobody is aware, the lamp is not aware that there is a light within itself. All these 3 things have to combine to give that light. Today
We have assembled here to celebrate the Diwali, the Deepavali. Actually, only after Sahaja Yoga started, the real Diwali is taking shape. We had many beautiful lamps and we had lot of oil to burn, but there was no spark to enlighten the deepas. And the wick, as you call it, is called as bati in Hindi language, is like your kundalini. So the kundalini had to meet the spark. The beautiful lamps were all a waste, purposeless, pointless. And this is the great blessings in modern times, that so many lights are enlightened and we are having a Deepavali of human hearts. When you become the light, you don't worry about the lamp, how it looks, how it is to be made. It's all done. You just have to worry about the flame, about the oil, because it's the oil that burns and gives light. In Sanskrit language, which is the language of the gods, the oil is called as snigdha. Snigdha is something that is soft, but it's snigdha. And sneha means friendship of love. And the poets in other languages have used this word in different way, calling it neha. They have sung the praise of this love. Every poet, every saint has used this word in their beautiful poetry, whether they were in separation or they were in the meeting, in the yoga, in the union. This love is the thing that gives the light. If this oil is not clean, contaminated, you get the smoke. But is pure, then it gives a brilliant light without any smoke. But when this oil is fragrant, then the light gives the fragrance as well. The oil is made from various things. The one that comes from the Mother Earth cannot be used because it's very materialistic, it gives carbon. Like petrol, kerosene, it pollutes the atmosphere. Then the one that comes from animals, who are, some of them, are very much worshipped in India. They have a very particular type of snigdha, or we can call it ghee or oil, which is giving a light which is very soothing and peaceful. So when matter evolves into animal state, also the oil evolves. But when this oil is rubbed onto the feet of a saint, it gets the fragrance. In the same way, if this oil is brought in contact with flowers, it gives fragrance. So
Emana
the
profumo.
feet of a saint are like the flowers on the tree. And when the flower falls on the ground, the Mother Earth, it's so delicate, it's so sensible, it doesn't hurt her. It falls with great reverence as a great homage to the Mother Earth. In the same way, a saint has to be gentle. Gentle in the way the moonlight falls upon this earth. It is light without any burning in it, no scorching. That gentleness one has to develop out of the oil that is the love in your heart, which lubricates everything, which removes the frictions and soothes. You have seen the way nature works. We never see a flower opening out. We never see the fruit coming out of the flower. It is so gentle and so slow that the movement is not seen by these human eyes. Because the nature wants, you should not be disturbed by the movements. The nature cares. So you people do not feel the growth, the movement, and the explosions of the evolution, or we can say the movement of nature's own behavior. In the same way, a saint, a Sahajogi, has to move very smoothly in the society of Sahajogis. It is with the Sahajogis, I said, not with the non-Sahajas. Nature reacts to anything that is foreign. It throws out anything that is not Sahaj. In the same way, a saint should not accept anything, anybody who is foreign to Sahaj behavior. When it deals with the matter, with the materialistic people, then it acts with the greatest wisdom as the tip of a root. It moves with majesty, embeds itself into the Mother Earth, going round all hard rocks and holding them together, it makes the tree to stand up erect. The sign of life is that it goes against the matter, the one that is jada. Like the tree goes against the gravity. Like the great human beings have lifted their body against the gravity in a straight posture. In the same way, if you see the flame goes against the gravity. Nobody has heard of fire going from the top floor to the ground floor. It starts from the ground floor and it goes upward. But the fire also comes from the matter which is burning. So the matter has to be burnt if you want to rise. If your attention is all the time towards baser things, materialistic things, towards physical pleasures, you cannot rise. You may do any amount of meditations, use my photographs, come to my pujas, but if your attention is embedded, it's like you are standing on a crocodile trying to get into a boat. Now that doesn't mean when a flame burns, it gives up matter. But it gets detached and it burns it. So this body, this mind, this ego, this superego is all to be burnt to keep this flame burning all the time. You don't have to give up anything, but to use the same thing for a higher life. And that is what should be the aim of every sadhu. Actually, after getting realization, you just start spontaneously giving because you are the light. But respect your light and the light of others. The darkness is too much. And we need so many lights to remove this darkness. These lights are to be maintained, to be looked after, to be loved.
Joyous Mataji, come now, let us sit in meditation. Let's keep both the hands towards Shree Mataji and try to get into that state of peace. We will also thank Shree Mataji and the various Lakshmis within us by singing a very beautiful hymn called Ashta Laksmi Stotram. As Shree Mataji has explained that Sanskrit is the language of the gods, and when we sing the praise of the gods, of the Devi in this language, it has a wonderful effect and the vibrations flows very beautifully. And when we also understand the meaning, it touches the heart. So we will have put the subtitles in the Nirmal Gyan program YouTube channel. You can watch the subtitles over there. So we will be singing this in Sanskrit, and then this is only the praise of the 8 Lakshmis. So now let us sit in silence, open our hands, and we pray that Shree Mataji please bless us with the qualities of the great Lakshmi. And not only bless us, but please manifest it in our life. Let us be able to practice this so that we can keep this light, the Deepa, alive and also awaken the Deepas in everybody. Jai Shree Mataji.
Sumanasa Vandita Sundari Madhavi Chandra Sahodari Hemamaye
Munigana Mandita Moksha Pradayini Manjula Bhashini Vedanude
Pankajavasini Devasupujita Sadgunavarshini Shantiyute
Pankajavasini Devasupujita Sadgunavarshini Shantiyute
Jaya Jaya He Madhusudana Kamini Adi Lakshmi Sada Palaya Mam Jaya Jaya He Madhusudana Kamini क्षीरसमुद्भव मङ्गलरूपिणि मन्त्रनिवासिनि मन्त्रनुते
मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणाश्रित पादयुते
मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणाश्रित पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धान्यलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धान्यलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय वरवर्णिनि वैष्णवी भार्गवी मन्त्रस्वरूपिणि मन्त्रमये
सुरगणपूजित शीघ्रफलप्रद ज्ञानविकासिनि शास्त्रनुते
भवभयहारिणि पापविमोचनि साधुजनाश्रित पादयुते
भवभयहारिणि पापविमोचनि साधुजनाश्रित पादयुते
जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धैर्यलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धैर्यलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां
जय जय दुर्गति नाशिनि कामिनि सर्वफलप्रद शास्त्रमये
रथ गज तुरग पदाति समावृत परिजन मण्डित लोकनुते
हरिहर ब्रह्म सुपूजित सेवित तापनिवारिणि पादयुते
हरिहर ब्रह्म सुपूजित सेवित तापनिवारिणि पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि गजलक्ष्मी रूपेण पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि गजलक्ष्मी रूपेण पालय मां ऐ खगवाहिनि मोहिनि चक्रिणि रागविवर्धिनि ज्ञानमये
गुणगणवारिधि लोकहितैषिणि स्वरसप्तभूषितगाननुते
सकलसुरासुर देवमुनीश्वर मानववन्दित पादयुते
सकलसुरासुर देवमुनीश्वर मानववन्दित पादयुते
जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि सन्तानलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि सन्तानलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां
जय कमलासिनि सद्गतिदायिनि ज्ञानविकासिनि गानमये
अनिदिनमर्चित कुङ्कुमचन्दन भूषितवासितवाद्यनुते
कनकधरास्तुति वैभववन्दित शङ्करदेशिक मान्यपदे
कनकधरास्तुति वैभववन्दित शङ्करदेशिक मान्यपदे जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विजय लक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विजय लक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां प्रणत सुरेश्वरी भारती भार्गवी शोकविनाशिनी रत्नमये
मणिमयभूषित कर्णविभूषण शान्तिसमावृतहास्यमुखे
नवनिधिदायिनी कलिमलहारिणी कामितफलप्रद हस्तयुते
नवनिधिदायिनी कलिमलहारिणी कामितफलप्रद हस्तयुते
जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विद्यालक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विद्यालक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां
धिमि धिमि धिन्धिमि 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 धुन्धुविनादसुपूर्णमये
धूम 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 शङ्खनिनाद सुवाद्यनुते
वेदपुराण इतिहास सुपूजित वैदिक मार्ग प्रदर्शयुते
वेदपुराणेतिहास सुपूजित वैदिक मार्ग प्रदर्शयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धनलक्ष्मी रूपेण पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धनलक्ष्मी रूपेण पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि अष्टलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि अष्टलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां अष्टलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां अष्टलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां
Jai Shri Mataji. We will now sit in silence for the next 5 minutes. Keep the attention on the Sahasrara and feel the beautiful blessings of Sri Lakshmi. we will say the three Maha Mantras. Jai Shri Mataji. Let us raise our Kundalini and put Bandhan. Finally, let us now conclude by summarizing what we learned today. We understood 4 aspects among the many aspects of Sri Lakshmi and the Navi Chakra. So we understood that Diwali is for the enlightenment of self as well as others. We understood that the Diwali is not only our enlightenment, that is when the Atma, the light of the Atma is awakened by the self-realization, but it also we have to give this enlightenment to others, and when we offer that as rose of light to Shree Mataji, to God, it is the fulfillment of Diwali, and that is what we show outside by lighting a lamp and lighting a row of lamp is our desire that this light is always awakened and that many lights are awakened. Secondly, we learned about the Gruhalaksmi tatwa and its importance. We understood that we need to be proud about our own Gruhalaksmi tatwa, how important it is for building the love on the family so that the society also gets built up. And it applies to both men and women, and we have to respect this Gruhalaksmi tatwa to create an atmosphere of love and peace. We also understood the many meanings of Sri Lakshmi that Sri Mataji so beautifully explained. Sri Adya Lakshmi, Sri Vidya Lakshmi, Sri Saubhagya Lakshmi, Sri Amrita Lakshmi, Sri Griha Lakshmi, Sri Raja Lakshmi, Sri Satya Lakshmi, Sri Bhogya Lakshmi, Sri Yoga Lakshmi. And we also understood that it's not only important to understand the meaning, but it has to be implemented in our lives. Also, we understood the importance of Diwali and the significance of the light within us and how to awaken the light and keep it alive. We understood that our body is also like the container, and the oil and the wick. The oil is the love and the wick is the Kundalini. And we need to look after the oil and the Kundalini to be able so that this light is always alive. And that can only be done by the love, because oil represents the love. It is the softness. So our behavior has to be soft. And also we have to look after the Kundalini so that it moves up by burning all the matter, by detaching from matter. And when we do that, then the light is glowing brilliantly. And we also have to help awaken the light in everybody. So now come, let us thank Shree Mataji. Again and again, Shree Mataji, thank you for the tremendous love that you have shown to your children, for the tremendous blessing that you have awakened our lamps, and not only ours, but the lamp of millions of people. And we pray that you please sustain this and help us grow further and further. Shree Mataji, we surrender the fruits of this whole session at your lotus feet. We shall ever be indebted to you. Jai Shri Mataji.